Hello Dom Labs fans, in this video we are going to be making the driving mechanic in our driving game. To do this we are going to right click and create a new script inside of our assets, and this C# script is going to be named our driving manager. Once we have this driving manager script, we can open it up inside of our choice of coding editor. I'm going to open it up inside of Microsoft Visual Studio, and then once your script looks something like this, we're going to create a few variables up at the top. The first variable that we're going to need to create is a public game object, and this is going to be a reference to a game object that we are going to instantiate when we pick up a package. So we're going to name this pick up package, and then we're going to need another public game object, and then this one's going to be called the put down package. This is going to be a reference to the place where we put down the package. And we're going to create two methods that we can call from other places in our car movement script so that will place these pick up and put down packages somewhere on the map. So I'm going to create a public void method, and this one's going to be called create package. And what it is going to do is going to instantiate the pickup package at a point in the map. But right now we don't have that point, so I'm just going to put transform dot position. And then after I put transform dot position, we can put quaternion dot identity. And now what we need to do is we need to change this transform.position to a random value. So I'm going to create another method for this, and this is going to be called a private void, and this one's going to be a random value. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to create a random position. This is going to be a vector2. So we create a vector2 random position, and we set it equal to a new vector2, and then this one is just going to be a random dot range for the x, and then a random dot range for the y. Now I don't know what those values should be yet, so I'm going to go back inside my Unity editor and check my car, and if I move my car up to the farthest reach where I want the package to go, you can see my y is about 14. If I move it all the way down, you can see it is negative 45. So I can change for the y 14 to negative 45, or negative 45 to 14. And then for the x, I'm going to change it something like negative 42 to 25. Negative 42 to 25. Now you can change these values to be what you want them to do. And what I want this method to do is return this vector2. So instead of doing a void here, we're going to do a vector2. And then I'm going to type return in front of here. Or instead of doing that, we're going to go to a new line, and I'm going to turn return random position. So now this method will return a random position. And instead of this transform.position, we can just call the random value function, and this will get us a random position on the map. And now we just created a package, so now let's create a public void to when we create the package, we also need to create the spot where we put down the package. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a method called create package spot, and this is going to be where we put the package. So now we can just copy this line of code over into this method, and instead of pickup package, this is going to be the put down package. And this is mostly what we need to do for this script. We can go back inside of Unity and open up the car controller script, and here now we're going to check if the car hits something or not. But we need a reference up here, so we can do a public driving manager, and we're going to name this DM for driving manager, just so it's shortened. Inside of start, we're going to want to create a package and a put down spot in the beginning. So let's do DM or DM, and then we're going to call these two methods, create package and create package spot. So dm.create package and then dm.create package spot. And now inside of here, we need to go into this onTriggerEnter method, and where we have our speed up and speed downs, we're going to check if it's a package. So after this, let's do another else if, and then the collision.gameObject.tag is equal to package. If it is, then we're going to do something, but right now I'm going to check again as an else if collision.gameObject.tag is equal to put down package. And now, if we get the package, we don't really want to do anything until we have the package and we put it at the put down package spot. So for right now, we're just going to destroy the collision.gameObject. And then we need to create another variable up here that is a public boolean, so public bool, and we're going to name it hasPackage. So this hasPackage is going to be set to false because we don't have a package yet. But when we destroy this, we're going to set hasPackage to be true. Up inside the start, we're going to set hasPackage to be false initially so that we aren't able to pick up the package if we pick it up because we don't have it. So if we have a package and we collide with the put down package, so we have to have another if statement in here, and this is if we have a package, then we can destroy the game object. So destroy collision.gameObject, and then what we're going to do is we're going to call the dm.create package, and then the dm.create package spot again. So now we have these spots again, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to set hasPackage to be false. And then if we had score, which we can add in a later video, we would add our score +1 once we put down a package. But right now we don't have to do that because we don't really have any score. So we can go back inside of the Unity editor, and once the Unity editor has finished reloading, then we can add our driving manager script to a game object and add all of the components into the new car controller script. So we can create an empty game object and name this driving manager and add the driving manager script to it. It's going to look for these pickup and put down packages. We can just keep that there for now because we are going to make them in just a second. But in the car controller script, let's drag the driving manager into the DM spot right here. Now we have to add the pickup and put down packages. So let's create a 2D object, a sprite, and then a square. Let's name this put down package. I'm going to make this pretty big. I'm going to put the order in layer at something like 2, so it's in front of everything. And then change the color to something like a red. Or red was what we had our speed down to be, so I'm going to change this to yellow. And then I'm going to duplicate this and change it to our put, or our, actually I can name this to our package, and then rename this to our put down package. I got those names mixed up. We can move this, and then our put down package spot, I can make something like purple. So you know that you have to pick up the yellow package and put it down at the yellow spot. So let's drag these down into our folder right here. So these are right here. We can delete them from our hierarchy and then go into the driving manager where it says pick up package, drag the package in, and where it says put down package, drag the put down package in. Now we can save up and play our game. And now once we get into play mode, we can see here that I have this yellow right here, and then if I drive on it, it doesn't do anything because what we need to do first is put the tags on these packages. On the package, we're going to put a tag, and we're going to name this tag package. I can just check that I named it package right here, and that's correct. I'm also going to add the put down package tag. Inside the package, I'm going to add the package tag, and in the put down package, I'm going to add the put down package tag. After we've added these tags, we also have to add box collider components to both of these objects, and then check is trigger so that they will be able to collide with other things. So once box collider and is trigger is checked on both of them, then we can click play again to see that our game is working. And then once we're inside of play mode, I'm just going to go back inside of the scene view to see where our package is, so I don't have to drive all around the map to see where our package is. Right here, if I click on scene, I can see my yellow package is right up here, so I'm going to go and drive towards that. I picked it up, and now has package should be true. If I go check on my car, it has package is indeed true. If I go down, and it says my put down package is all the way down here, so I'm going to just go down all the way to the put down package, and yep, now has package is set to false. There is a package right here and a put down package right there. And then I can just collide with this, and then I can collide all the way over here with this one. And then you can see that I can keep on doing this, and then I can keep on looking for where the packages are. What you would want to do in your real game is maybe make your camera a little bit bigger so your player can see it. And then that shows that this does work. And with that, this tutorial is finished. If you like this tutorial, please give our channel a like and a subscribe because it really helps out a ton. Thank you!